Hello, hello. Welcome back. I want I want to talk about something today, but first I want to ask you, have you ever had one of those moments where you can literally feel yourself starting to lose it? Maybe you're at work and you're already behind and it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. Your phone starts blowing up. Someone pops their head in your office door and needs something from you. And you can feel yourself getting closer and closer to that point where you're about ready to scream, I just can't deal with one more thing right now. If you've been there, put a me in the comments because I am convinced that almost every one of us has been in that place. And today, I want to be able to show you something that is really, really simple that you can do when that happens, to help get your body into a calm state, to regulate your nervous system so you can get back on with your day. I'm going to teach you 3 easy steps that you can use to calm your nervous system in under 5 minutes when you're feeling really, really overwhelmed. So that you, instead of immediately react to everything that's going on around you, you can get into place, a calm place physically enough to be able to decide what you actually need to do next. And if you would like my Rains Reset guide, just put Rains in the comments and I'll get that to you also. So let's get back to that moment at work when you're about to lose your SHIT. You're already behind. Your phone is just nonstop blowing up. Someone needs one more thing from you, and you can feel yourself starting to lose it. Maybe your chest gets tight. Maybe you notice you're starting to clench your teeth, or your breathing gets shallow, or your heart starts pounding. You're all kinds of scatterbrained, getting irritable, and can't even focus on what you need to be doing next. Or you so badly want to snap at the person next to you, who probably isn't even the real reason that you're so upset. When you get to that point, and this is the important part, when you get to that point, you don't necessarily need to be immediately trying to figure everything out. What you need to be doing is figuring out how to calm your body first. Because trying to solve 10 problems at the exact same time, maybe even only 5 problems at the exact same time, you're feeling completely overwhelmed, usually just creates more overwhelm. So instead, remember these 3 things: notice, reset, choose. Notice, reset, choose. So the first step is noticing what it feels like in your body when that overwhelm is setting in. Notice if it's your heart racing, or your teeth clenching, or your breathing changing. The goal is to start noticing what your overwhelm feels like, what it feels like for you in your body. And I want to really spend a minute here because this is actually something that I teach my coaching clients. And I think it's really, really important. There's something called, and I'm going to say the word wrong because I just can't say this word for some reason. There's something called interoception. And if you put it in really simple terms, what this is your ability to notice and to be able to interpret the signals that are coming from inside your body. Things like noticing if your heart starts racing or your breathing starts getting faster or more or slower. Noticing if you're hungry or thirsty or have muscle tension or that uncomfortable feeling in your stomach. Interoception is a lot like when it's been a few hours since you've had your last meal and you start getting that hunger pain in your stomach. It immediately tells your brain, I need to get something to eat. That's basically what interoception is. And this matters, understanding this, because your body can give you so much information about what's happening before you even consciously can put words to it. So think about how often we do the opposite, how often we don't notice when our muscles are getting tense, when we're holding our breath because we're anxious about something, or we don't notice that our jaw is clenched for the last 10 minutes. We just keep going and going and going like the Energizer bunny until we just can't anymore. Eventually, the Energizer bunny stops too. But when you get to that point, it probably wasn't a sudden thing. It absolutely wasn't a sudden thing because overwhelm shows up long before it gets to that sudden stop of, I can't do this anymore. Your body had been giving you signals all along the way. So now I want to try something with you. Right now, wherever you are, don't try to change anything. Just notice. Put your feet on the floor, if you can, and just take a second to scan your body. What's happening in your jaw? Is it relaxed or tight? Or what about your shoulders? We hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and that part of our back right behind our shoulders. Are your shoulders relaxed? Or have they somehow migrated up towards your ears? What do you notice in your chest? Is it easy to breathe? What about your stomach and your breathing? I don't want you to change anything. I just want you to notice it. Is it slow? Fast? Are you taking big, deep breaths or short, shallow ones? This is the skill. And you're learning to notice the signal that your body is giving you without immediately creating a story behind it. Because there's a difference between my chest feels tight right now because I'm so overwhelmed and I can't handle this. Everything feels like it's falling apart. The first one is noticing the information that your body is giving you. The second one is likely the story that your brain is attaching to that information. And the sooner you can recognize that signal, that information, the earlier you have the opportunity to be able to do something about it. So instead of waiting until you're at a red light, like I talked about last week, you're starting to recognize, oh, I'm getting to the yellow. I'm moving into yellow. This gives me an opportunity to do something and interrupt that pattern. Then you can reset your body before trying to solve the problem. Because now that you've noticed what's happening, You can actually do something about it. And we're going to do one together. And I've done these before. This one is easy. You can do from anywhere. Breathe in through your nose, 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 5 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 7 seconds. In for 5. Hold for 5. Out for 7. And repeat that a few times. By the time you've gone through 5 cycles of that, you have your body back into a calm state. And the thing to remember is you're not trying to make every stressful thing in your life disappear in 5 minutes. That isn't the goal here. You're trying to create enough space, enough of an interruption that you don't have to immediately react from that stressed out, overwhelmed state. Now, some of you might be sitting there thinking, Christine, I've tried breathing before and it doesn't work for me. That's okay. This can work too. Tapping. Again, you don't need to go anywhere for it. Just tap your collarbone or the top of your head or even your temples. As I've also talked about in a previous video, these are areas that acupuncturists have used for years. But the bigger lesson here is you don't have to solve the problem before you can regulate your body and your nervous system. Sometimes, a lot of times, the first thing that you need to do is interrupt the pattern and what's happening in your body. And then you can decide what needs to come next. And that leads right into the step 3 of asking yourself what you need right now. Because once you're in a calmer state and you're not trying to solve everything all at once, you have the ability to choose one thing. What is one thing that you need right now? Do you need to take a 5-minute break to go take a walk outside? Do you need to go use the restroom? Or get something to eat? Or take a drink of water? Is there something sitting on your plate that you can delegate to somebody else? You don't need to figure out the rest of your day or even the rest of your week. And for sure, not the rest of your life in that moment. You need to just choose one thing, the next thing that you need right now. And this is where I think nervous system regulation and learning to trust yourself again really come together, because you're not just trying to make something that's uncomfortable disappear. You're learning how to notice what's happening inside of you. You're learning to respond to what's happening inside of you instead of immediately reacting to it. And then you can trust yourself to decide what you need to do next. One of my clients has actually been using the RAINS Quick Start Guide. And she told me that she's recognizing these situations a lot quicker. She said she's so proud that she was able to recognize the story that she was starting to tell herself. And being able to recognize it is giving her a ton of relief. That's what I want you to practice. not becoming someone who never gets overwhelmed because life happens, not never getting triggered because, again, life happens. Nobody's perfect. We're not trying to walk around like zombies, all calm and peaceful every single second of our life. It's just being able to recognize it sooner, notice it, calm your body, then decide what you need to do next. Because the sooner that you can recognize what's happening, the sooner you have an opportunity to choose your response instead of letting stress and overwhelm choose it for you. So the rest of this week, don't wait until you're completely overwhelmed to pay attention. Start getting curious about what your body is telling you, about the signals it's giving you. What does your yellow light feel like? Maybe that's the real question I want you to take away from today. And if you're thinking, okay, I need something to help me actually remember to do this when I'm in the moment, that's where my RAINS quick start guide comes in. And that's why I created it. It's something that you can have available when you're in that overwhelmed state and your brain just doesn't necessarily want to remember everything we just talked about. So if you'd like a copy, comment RAINS and I'll get that to you. And I want to just leave you with this reminder. Notice, reset, choose. And if you want that RAINS guide, comment RAINS, REINS. And then you can get on with your day. Until next time.